What's up, guys? This is Chris Rukov for Sunday warm-up. Today we continue from the episode from last week. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. That's gonna help me out tremendously. I don't know how many times I need to say that, but about 80% of the people who watch the videos are not subscribers, so make sure you fix that. All right, let's go. But this is why we make the raises that we make. We base them on the opening range that we have. Minute and 30. Next hand. We got ace 10 here. Let's see what we did ace 10. Here I can bet this. Oh yeah, what you say. So you opening, that's fine. You know, open, you got one color. And then on the flop you're saying, here I can bet this.
Here I can bet this.
Like my question is why? Like that's the whole point of commentary. Please tell me why. Of course you can bet it. You can also fold it. You can also check it. I'm aware of the options. My question is why? I have 2 overcards. I got a backdoor flush draw. I feel they're folding too much. There should be some reason behind it.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think the bet size that you make is like 10 cents or something. Let me see. Yep. So you bet 1/4, a little bit less than 1/4 of the pot. Like, it's kind of weird to me. Are you looking for fold equity? Do you want him to fold? Do you want him to call? It's not clear. Is that a value bet or it's a bluff bet? Because if
I think it was, yeah. He went?
I'm saying if it's a value bet, that means that you want them to call with a weaker hand. I mean, what weaker hand they're gonna call with? Ace 9? King, queen? No, I'm not saying they can. They're just saying not very often. If it's a bluff, it's a very low size for a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in between. I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve. I mean, if you want to bet small size, I mean, the normal sizing, like half pot or 75% pot, sure. But then again, can you tell me why do we bet on this board?
Well, I'm not sure if we should be betting on this board, but I think I bet mostly because I had 2 overcards and a backdoor flush. But I don't think 10 cents was also the right bet sizing too.
Yeah, and also you got 2 players against you. It's not single raise. It's not a heads-up pot. It's multi-way pot. I personally put the button on a pocket pair or Broadway cards, and the same range pretty much applies for the big blind, maybe a little bit wider range. You know, pocket pairs, Broadway cards, and suited connectors. So if someone has like pocket 5s, then I'm gonna fold. Pocket 4s, not gonna fold. I mean, 6s, 3s, and deuces, obviously not folding. 7s, 8s, and 9s, obviously not folding. 10s, I expect a 3-bet, but I don't know. Maybe they have 10s in their range as well. 7, 8, I don't know if they're gonna fold. 6, 7, 6, 5, definitely not folding. So basically, they need to have like 2 overcards that is king, queen, or king, jack, or king 10. You know, things like that. But you need to go through that analysis and let me know if you know it. Because so far, all you said is I can bet here, and I don't know if you know why.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of doesn't make any sense to bet here in the first place, and then the sizing doesn't make sense at all. I don't know if it's maybe because you're recording a video and you kind of feel like under pressure. So now he calls and we have no idea of a range analysis so far. You know what I mean? We're kind of shooting in the dark. So what range can we give him?
So I guess you could have any straight draws, a lot of straight draws. Like say you could have maybe like you said 7, 8, or maybe ace 6, king 6, 6, 7, 6, 5, maybe 2, 3 flats, ace 3, ace 2, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe not.
It's a very wide range, right?
Right.
Do you want me to solve that problem for you?
Sure.
Okay, so if you make the sizing, the bigger the sizing you make,
right,
the less hands they're gonna call you with. So if you bet here 5 cents, everybody's gonna call you with everything, right?
Right.
But if you make it on the flop, I'm saying, if you make it, let me return. If you make it 50 cents in a $45 pot, 45-cent pot, they're not gonna call you with everything now, right? Because it's higher sizing.
Right.
So the bigger the size, the smaller the calling range of the opponent should be. And I'm saying should because sometimes opponents don't care. And vice versa. The smaller the sizing you bet, the wider the range should be. And you know what happens here is exactly you bet 10 cents, which is an extremely good price for anything. Good shot, overcards,
This makes me
backdoors.
fold.
He got implied odds against you with that bet. So because of the small bet, we have another problem. We really cannot place him on a range. That's not to say we don't really have much in this hand, but we cannot even, we don't know what we're against. Um, I was gonna say something, I forgot
Yeah.
what.
Stretch out straight
Sorry if I'm like to
barely.
and here from like 1/4 of the pot size, we're going to bet like 3/4. It just seems like when you see inconsistencies like that, and I watch my game as well, and if I see inconsistency, it means that there's lack of understanding in some of the concepts. So maybe you don't know how to size properly on the flop. Maybe you know how to play in a
Hmm.
multi-way pot. I don't know. And this is why there's a video so I can figure those things out. Because here you see you don't know what to do. You put 75% pot size, then you check. You don't know what to do much. Here I would bet definitely as a bluff. You know, bet like 60
Okay.
cents because it's 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I mean, the only hand that beats you is 6, 7, and he was gonna lead out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because oh, I remember what I said, but what I was gonna say. But first, to tell you, current events, current events tend to form future trends. So if he's checking on the flop and he's checking on the turn, we tend to think that he will not be aggressive on the river either. Okay,
Right.
if he's betting flop and betting turn, we should be expecting more often than not that he will continue to be betting on the river. So remember this, current events tend to form future trends. Again, tend to form doesn't mean just because he bets flop, bets turn, he's 100% betting on the river, but more often than not. And another thing I was going to tell you earlier with the bet sizing, always try to be wise, don't try to be smart. There's a difference, and the difference is very it was a epiphany and mind-blowing to me. Smart people can solve any problem. Any
Hmm.
problem they have, they can solve it. Wise people, they live their life in a way that they don't have any problems to solve. Like, why bother solving a problem on the turn here that you don't know what you're against if you just bet the flop properly and then you know he has a legit hand. You know what I mean? Because that small
Yeah.
bet on the flop created a problem later on that you need to solve, and maybe you will. Good for you. Pat on the back. But isn't it better if you play a hand in a way that you just know don't have any problems in the future, you know, on the turn on the river? So please remember this advice, not only in poker but in life as well. So here, yeah, I'll definitely bet as a bluff. See, 9-4, he called you with a good shot. Had you bet a bigger sizing, I don't think you would have. I don't think he would have called. It should be a split, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was gonna bet as a bluff there. Maybe he was gonna call, but you don't know. Out of 10 times, if he folds once, you make it money.
3-6 here.
Now, any questions for now? Sorry. Again, I know I speak fast and
No, everything is good.
good. All right. You're gonna have a chance to review the video later.
This
We have an
one's
ace
great.
queen coming in from the small blind. My question to you is explain sizing and then why do we not want to squeeze versus
Yes.
under the gun?
Queen 7, I think we can.
So we have raise from under the gun. I'm looking at my notes on my phone from when I
Sure.
reviewed
Sure.
the video. Oh, hold on. It's not for you to explain. I guess I wrote for me to explain to you why do we not want to squeeze versus under the gun. So here, what's going on?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, I think under the gun raising is I guess a sign of a really strong range.
Yeah.
Or like a very like small range. So I think ace queen is a good hand, but maybe if it was like ace queen suited or yeah, mainly if it was ace queen suited, I could probably raise this. I could probably three bet, but one, the under the gun raised, and then two, there was another caller to my right. So um, I think it's hard with me to raise with ace queen suited in retrospect.
So if this is his range from under the gun, which it might be lower, it might be higher. Let's just leave that for now.
Yeah.
For example, he's not going to be calling with those. Just an example. Maybe those. And those. Because he's going to be re-raising with those. So actually, I need to put those as a re-raise because then we don't know what we're doing. You're a little bit behind. But sadly, you're out of position and the pot is big. He doesn't have a full stack. He has 80% stack. He has 80 big blinds or so. We're 3-betting versus the best position possible. I mean, not the best, but the strongest position. Theoretically, we don't know. Maybe he's a schmuck. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to play. Maybe he has like King 3. But we don't want to squeeze here just because that's why I wrote explain sizing and then why do we don't want to squeeze versus under the gun. Did you make a stupid sizing? Did you make it 30 cents? Please don't tell me it's 30 cents. Okay, that's little. So when you 3-bet, you make it 45 cents, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you squeeze, you make it 45 cents. It's like there's no difference in sizing. There should be, because now he's getting better price.
Right.
What I do usually, if you don't know, just pot it. That's what I do. 3 times the last bet plus all the other bets. I mean, it should be 60 cents here. Or, like we're going to discover later on, 59 cents, not 60. Alright guys, this is the part 2 of this video. Again, if you like the content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. With that said, good luck on the tables and I'll see you next week.